Scriptcat here. Quick Periscope. Um, Talking about meeting your deadlines as a screenwriter. First of all, when you start working, you're going to have a contract which is going to have a deadline. So as you're writing your specs, I always tell aspiring screenwriters, you must set your own self-imposed deadlines because it trains your writing and your mentality to meet deadlines, not to let them slide by, because it's vitally important that when you're under contract, you deliver the goods on time, early, and that's how you build your reputation. I don't know if you saw my other scope last night at midnight, but I was under the gun with a 2-day rewrite of a screenplay as a script doctor job. Vitally important that I nail it and get it in on time. Only had 2 days. There's only so many hours in 2 days, and producers don't care about excuses. So I burned the midnight oil and got it done and feel really good about it. Not only that I turned it in on time, but also that I was able to meet the challenge, which at the time of the offering of the job seemed insurmountable. But I fell back on my disciplines, my 20 years of experience, and got the job done. There's one quick story. Many years ago, I had a excuse me, had a screenplay assignment, and I was on page 75, under contract, working, good pace. Maybe had another week left to finish. Get a call from the producer. The German investors are coming. I'm like, oh, interesting. When? On Friday. And this is Wednesday night, I think. Late Wednesday night. I said, they're coming Friday? Yeah. And I need the script finished to show them the script. They want to see the script. I was like, but I'm only on page 75. There was silence on the phone. Do you think you can get the script finished by Friday? I was like, sure. I burned not only the midnight oil that time, but for 24 straight hours, all I did was finish the script. I actually wrote 26 pages in 24 hours before I collapsed and typed fade out the end. But I met the challenge so that he could meet the investors with the finished product that they were investing their hard-earned euros into. It was a do-or-die mission because I couldn't say no. I was pushed up against an immense challenge, and that time I met the challenge as well, but wouldn't want to do that again. Wouldn't suggest 26 pages in one day to anyone. My normal clip when I'm writing on assignment is about 5 pages a day. That's a really good clip because I'm not just writing and spewing out stuff. Actually, what I'm putting down in the first draft is probably going to stay, if not just a little bit tweaked. So that helps in the development process because you want to turn in a screenplay that is a solid 7, not a 5 or a 6, because you want to speed up the development process by turning in a fantastic screenplay. First time out. And that's the whole argument I have with writers about the vomit first draft. You don't have that luxury when you're on assignment and getting paid. That first draft had better be stellar and something that is a solid foundation to work from. Not just, oh, well, we'll rewrite it and change it. No. The DNA of the script is in that first draft. The story is in that first draft. And you don't want to be making huge changes after that. So, going to take a little rest today. Met the deadline. Waiting to hear, but again, met the challenge and delivered under contract, which is extremely important and vital to our reputation as screenwriters. The producers want to know that when they call you, you're the right person for the job, because there's a lot of other people out there who can do the job and do it well. Never think that you're a sacred cow and you're the only person. Well, no. When there's 50,000 scripts bouncing around Hollywood, there's 1,000 other writers who would kill and slit your throat for the job. In fact, would probably do it for less pay, and some would even do it for free, just to get in. So keep that in mind when you score a job. Be thankful. Know that you're blessed because you've been doing it right. you've been writing, you've been studying the craft, becoming a better screenwriter, networking, being a good contact, all these things that are completely necessary for any shot at success in this difficult game known as screenwriting, to be paid and paid and paid again. I've been blessed the last 10 months. I've had 2 produced films. One just premiered on LMN 2 weeks ago. The other film is finished in post. I think it's going to air in November, January. I'll keep everyone updated. And then from that, last week, I just turned in a month and a half work of. It took me a month and a half to do the last project, and it was a TV pilot, which I turned in to the producer finally. And then last Monday, I get a call from a producer I worked with in the past who said, "Hey, are you available? We need a rewrite." Yes, I'm available. I mean, that's what you want, the continual staying in the game aspect. And it only happens because of your reputation and your talent. And when you start working and get in the door, people like to work with writers they've worked with before, especially if they trust the writer and know they can deliver the goods, and like how they write in the paradigm of how the company or the producer needs the script to be. Some, they're not reinventing the wheel, some are, but you've got to please yourself, but you also have to please your boss, who has to please the network or the studio. So that's my tip for today. Follow me on Twitter at Scriptcat. You're obviously on Periscope. Go to my blog, My Blank Page. I have over 180 articles about screenwriting. And then go to my website, 5o'clockblue.net, one word. There'll be information about my screenplay consulting services. Between gigs, I consult on screenplays. I give 5 to 10 pages of page-specific detailed notes and a full screenplay edit, and really in-depth analysis, not just coverage, like the kind of notes that I always get from producers. In-depth coverage, not trying to change the script, but trying to find out what doesn't work and maybe throw out some suggestions of how to fix the issues that, in my opinion, don't work. On my website, there'll be the link to my free app, mobile app from Yap called Screenwriting Guru. Twice a week, I send out script tips for my upcoming book, which will be on Amazon, God willing, by the end of next month. And the app is not on the Apple Store. It's only on my website, where you click and download the Yap folder. Excuse me. And then there's also the link to my archived webinar. It's for streaming rental. It's broken into 2 parts. I think one is 45 minutes, the other is 32 minutes. A screenwriter's checklist. Because the year's almost over, and have you made a checklist of all the screenwriting goals that you wanted to achieve? Have you missed some deadlines? Do you know why you missed them? Are you having extreme writer's block? Maybe you're not networking enough. Check out the webinar. It's $14.99, bargain basement price. You can't say no to it. Chock full of great information. And there'll be the link there on my website. And as I always say and profess to everyone, including myself, if you don't fill your blank pages, if you stop filling those blank pages, you're guaranteed never to have any chance at success. And this is a business where you need multiple horses in the marketplace, running down the field at all times. Not just one screenplay is not going to do it. You write one script, it's not going to blow the lid off Hollywood. It doesn't happen that way for the most part. For most of us, anyone I've known, it's not happening with one script. Happening with multiple screenplays. And you have to look at your specs as opportunities to become a better screenwriter every time you work on a spec. It's the training wheels that you're using when you finally can take off the training wheels, and now you're riding the bicycle, on the journey with the big boys and girls in the huge sandbox getting paid. So your specs are important. Yes, Scoggins' report said 46 specs. Only 46 specs have sold since August. Terrible numbers, down 30 or 33% from normal, and the second worst spec sale year in 7 years. But I only use the statistics and the odds, or the statistics actually, to motivate screenwriters, not to, tell them give up. It's to just be respectful and humble about what you're trying to do. The giant mountain that you're trying to climb is enormous. Your personal mountain and your mountain as a screenwriter with a career, enormous. So respect the craft, be humble, and know that there's tremendous odds. But I've overcome the odds. My 5th spec sold. It was my only spec that sold that was produced, and that opened the door for 14 assignment jobs and 3 script doctor jobs so far. And I've written 5 TV pilots. So you can do it too. Just keep at it. And we'll talk soon. Take care. Next time, live on Periscope.